Hi, Editing Jess here. I just want to let you know that the video you're about to watch is some real crappy quality. We tried a new video recording setup and we got it wrong because, shit happens. We're new. We're still experimenting with this whole making YouTube video thing. So the video you're about to see is going to be blurry. Sorry. So we've only got a couple of videos that we filmed in that format, so pretty soon things should be much improved. We got a new camera and we're working on filming with that, so you're only going to have to put up with some grainy videos for the next week or so. So we tasted some great stuff. I think you're going to like it, so check out the video and things will be better very shortly. So see you around. Bye.
Hi everyone and welcome to Tasting with Thompson. I am Eric.
I'm Jess.
And today we are trying some lovely wine.
Okay, so I'm somewhat of a wino. I like to have my wine. And since we're quarantining, it's the middle of the pandemic, trips to the liquor store, not as much. I'd rather have my wine come to me as opposed to me going to it. The thing is there are a lot of wine of the month clubs online that are super expensive. They give you tons of bottles of wine, 8 bottles, 6 bottles. I'm like, I'm a wino, but I'm not an alcoholic. Alcoholics go to meetings. So I tripped over this wine of the month club that does 4 bottles of wine for about 50-ish bucks a month. And I'm like, that's more my speed. It's called Wink.
We are not sponsored.
We are not sponsored, and we also, this name, this logo, we have opinions on it, but, it is what it is. So, what you do, like with a lot of these, is you go to their website, you take their quiz, they ask you a bunch of questions, and they pick out some wine for you. So, we decided to give it a try.
By we, she means she decided. Up until this point in the video, I was not aware that there was any type of quiz or any type of info that you could add.
Weren't gonna say no?
That's fair.
Right? I mean, I buy wine. I'm like, hey, honey, do you want to try some wine? You're gonna be like, oh, gosh, how dare you?
Depends on the wine.
I think you're gonna like these.
Okay, well, let's find it out. What do we have first?
All right, so the first thing we have is a Sauvignon Blanc, which is called Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy.
All right, let's grab that. Keeping things off camera. So, Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy. It is a 2019 Sauvignon Blanc from California. This will be fun. The ultimate sunny day drink. Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy is light, crisp, and full of zingy citrus deliciousness. One sip of this Sauvignon Blanc will brighten your day.
Will it, though?
So we'll put that to the test.
All right, so what is the big test here? Is this going to brighten our day?
Is it light, crisp, and full of zingy citrus deliciousness?
All right, so the smell. Yes, it smells like a white.
Mm-hmm.
It does have a nice, clean scent.
Yeah, I do get a bit of citrus. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, cheers. That's very light.
That is a lot more flavorful than I expected from the nose. It smelled really subtle.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't smell like it would have a lot of flavor to it, but it kind of punches you in the face.
It does have that citrus zing. So and it's not too dry. The thing is like I tend to go towards the semi-sweet category with whites because I feel like if it's too dry, it feels like it's sucking every molecule of moisture out of my body.
Are we going to have another vodka?
This is not vodka.
But I do think it is pretty light. I have had much crisper wines.
Oh, yeah. This is not as crispy as it could be.
I will give it zingy citrus.
It is zingy.
I don't know if that zing comes from citrus, but it does have a zing, so I'm going to say close enough.
It is zingy. I don't know if this will necessarily brighten my day. Maybe when the bottle level is more down to here, maybe it will.
Or when the bottle is down to here, maybe it'll darken your day when you fall asleep on the couch.
Yes, but due to the rebound effect of alcohol, after it wears off, you're going to be wide awake anyways, so maybe it eventually, if you wait long enough.
There will be a day, and it will be bright at some point.
Mm-hmm.
That's my forecast for every day.
Yes.
All right, so question regarding wine, because a lot of it is, there's this whole gamut of what you pair it with, when you would drink it, that kind of thing. So I'm curious, when would you drink this?
This is a good summer wine, I think. I would drink this happy hour, hot day, out on the patio. Definitely something lighter, like with a salad, with fish. This is not heavy at all. This is very, very light.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know that I would pair this with food.
Yeah.
But I do think drinking this outside, on the deck, or out on a patio somewhere or something, I do think they're right that it is a pretty nice sunny day drink.
It absolutely is.
I would gladly enjoy this.
Maybe pair it with snacks.
I could see that. I wouldn't go with anything too salty.
No, maybe with a sweeter snack, maybe a cookie, ice cream, sherbet. I'm the bitch that drinks wine with my Cheetos, so maybe I'm not the right person to ask this question to.
Or maybe some of the people that are watching are exactly the type of bitches who drink wine with their Cheetos, and they're your people.
They are.
So, no, I enjoy this one. What would you rate this white?
This is good. I think I'm gonna give it a 4.
Is that just because we've come off of pickle cotton candy recently?
We have tried some terrible things recently, and this is like a breath of fresh air.
I think I'll agree. I think I'll put it at a 4 as well.
It's not my favorite, but this is very pleasant.
I would gladly... Well, we will gladly drink the rest of this bottle together.
Yes, so. This will live in our refrigerator, and it will gradually disappear.
We're going to switch over to another wine, but before we do, I do want to say that if you're enjoying watching these videos, don't forget to leave a comment down below if there are things that you want us to try, or you have things that maybe you're too nervous to try, I guess, or really want to know how it is but don't want to waste the money. A few caveats: we are kind of cheap too, so
we're not gonna drop a ton of money on something really expensive. So if you're like 100-year-old cognac, no,
unless you're donating,
unless you want to give it to us, and in that case, we gladly accept.
Also, don't forget to subscribe so you get notifications.
Yeah, there's a notification bell too, but whatever.
All right, so let's switch to what do we have next?
All right, we have a Gewürztraminer. My apologies to studying German-speaking friends, but that's just how it rolls off the tongue. And it's called Vinyasa.
Oh no.
It's a very cute bottle. Do you want to read it?
Sure.
You've got the nice announcer voice. I'll let you do it.
Vinyasa. Zen out with light, crisp notes of stone fruit, rose petal, and lychee. Namaste.
Namaste. What is a stone fruit?
Stone fruits are things that have pits in them.
Oh.
So I'm pretty sure that would be peach and cherry. Basically anything that has the big kind of pitted seed in the middle.
So it's a classification of fruit. I was expecting this is some really specific fruit that grows in a part of the world that you're not familiar with, because it's got lychee notes in it, and lychee is kind of an Asian fruit that Americans don't stumble over very often. So
right. Yeah, why is star fruit its own thing, but stone fruit is like a classification? I don't know. It's weird stuff.
All right. Let's give it a sniff. Ooh.
They didn't give us... so light and crisp, stone fruit, rose petal, and lychee.
And lychee. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I can see that.
I do get a little bit of the rose.
Yeah. It's very floral.
That honestly scares me a bit because I don't really like floral notes in a lot of things.
I do.
Because a lot of times they come off as soap, and I don't want to drink. I don't want to drink yoga soap as far as this sounds.
But non-yoga soap is perfectly okay.
Depends on the day.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh. I like this.
That rose is... All right. That's okay. I mean, this is our second one. I can always just keep the other.
Yeah, it's true. I really like this.
Yeah, I think it's a little floral for my tastes.
This is red. And it's not very sweet. I mean, Gewürztramins are typically semi-sweets, but this is a little on the drier side as far as these go.
I'm definitely getting like a full-bodied fruit taste in it. Mm-hmm. It is kind of hard to pick out the notes of like what fruit is what. Partially because I'm not as familiar with the taste of lychee just kind of on its own.
I kind of get it.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where I can get a couple fruit notes, but I'm not exactly sure where they're coming from.
This kind of reminds me of kind of a sweet sake almost.
I could see that.
Yeah?
The front end has a ton of flavor, and it's really full-bodied. But the back end is almost nothing.
It's very clean. Like, this is a really good palate cleanser. Like, I mean, if you want to drink this, like, after dinner, like, with your dessert, I think this would pair very nicely with, whatever you're having for dessert.
Yeah, it's weird how quickly everything just disappears. Because as soon as you swallow, there's just this kind of full flavor there for just an instant, and then it's just gone. I kind of wish there was a little more flavor that would linger, honestly. Mm-hmm. So, I don't mind it. It's good. The floral is a bit much for me, and I'm not... While I understand how people would enjoy that very clean finish, to me it's just a little bit much for like the fruity flavors to just kind of disappear. It just feels a little odd for me personally.
I'm going to destroy this bottle.
That's fine. You have fun with that. I'm going to rate this a 3.6.
4.5.
Really?
I'm a fan. Well, it reminds me a lot of my favorite cordials. Like, I'm a really big fan of Saint Germain.
Sure.
And just any kind of herbal liqueur. And I feel like this is my wheelhouse. Saint
Germain is an elderflower liqueur, for
Love
those that don't know. While that is something that we've had before, we might bring in some of the things we already have in our liquor cabinet for some fun little segments later.
Yes,
so.
We're filming in front of our liquor cabinet, and we will probably do a liquor cabinet tour at some point.
And also the liquor closet and the liquor counter and... wherever else we can.
It's kind of all over. I mean, this just has what will fit in there, and then we have like over there some stuff. It's kind of sad, embarrassing, or awesome, depending on your viewpoint.
So, our first of the reds that we have.
It's called Wall of Sound, and it's really cute. It's kind of looks like an album cover.
So, we had fun with this last time, so we're going to try this again and read whatever they wrote on the label.
They have some pretty clever copy.
And sometimes it's pretty inventive. So, we'll see how true they are to the label. So, Wall of Sound is a California 2018 red wine blend.
Do you want to, just for people that don't know, explain what a blended red is?
So, in general, the name of the wine is the type of grape that is used for that wine. So a Chardonnay uses Chardonnay grapes, for instance. Now, there are times where they will just take whatever grapes they have, maybe they have some left over from different varieties, and they will use whatever it is to make a blend. And sometimes blends are good, and sometimes blends are not good. But just in general, if you see that it is a blend, that means it's not just a single variety of grape. And usually on a label, usually they'll include the type of grape, but not always. So we'll see what they have here. So, inspired by the epic sounds of 60s rock, Wall of Sound features an arrangement of California varietals that together create a far greater impact than they ever could on their own. Notes of dried cranberry, cherry, dark plum, savory spice, and a hint of leather punctuate this bold red blend.
Leather?
You know, you get weird flavors in wines. Some of like the tannins will sometimes come off as like a more leathery flavor.
The tannins. They're like gremlins that kind of, stick to your tongue and make you feel things.
You heard it here first, folks.
You did.
So from what this is saying, it is an arrangement of California varietals. So it's California grapes, but they're not telling us which ones. So
it's a mystery.
We'll see how well that turns out.
I'm just curious about the leather. And how does this remind you of 60s rock? I mean, it's... Would the Beatles drink this?
Maybe.
It does kind of remind me of, like, a dusty old study.
I definitely get... It's hard to describe, but it's a smell that I normally get associated with wines that I feel like are on the drier side. Mm-hmm. So I feel like this is going to pull a lot of moisture out when I drink it.
It smells like something an old man would drink.
Maybe. That might be where the leather comes in.
That was not an objective statement.
I'm not really getting any notes of... They list off a bunch of fruit, and I'm not really getting any of that in the
I kind of get the leather, though.
Yeah, but that might just be with it being dry.
It does. Yeah, this does smell like it's going to be a dry one.
We'll give it a shot.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, not as dry as I was expecting.
It does give me that sensation where I feel like the outside of my tongue is drier because of the wine. Mm-hmm. Where I can still kind of feel it for the next handful of seconds.
It doesn't make my cheeks hurt, though. Because there are some wines that are so dry where you're like, oh.
I don't really get that, but I understand what you're saying, but yeah. I don't think that
when you're going to feel
really
it, like, right here, like when you take a drink of something that's, like, really, really dry.
I don't know that I'd get that unless I tried to swish with the wine. Which, I mean, I've done dumber things.
Yeah, it's true. You've done very, very many dumb things.
Mm-hmm. I can see some of the plum.
I do get the plum. I only really get the leather on the smell. I don't taste leather. Right.
And I'm not really getting much cherry or cranberry in there. Like I can see it. Oh, there it is, actually.
Kind of.
So on the finish, after I kind of let it sit for a little while and the flavor starts to fade, I start to get cranberry.
Yeah, like plum is very forward, but the cranberry and the cherry is more in the finish.
I'm still not getting cherry personally, but I do get the cranberry.
Cherry is kind of similar to cranberry, I guess. I mean, it's just less tart.
That's fair.
This is enjoyable. I mean, it's not my favorite, but I think I could drink this. It's very, very drinkable.
All right. So when would you drink this?
It's probably a good dinner wine.
I think it could be, but I don't know. For anything I can think of, like, I would want to pair something different with like a juicy steak or something like that. Like this doesn't come to mind with as a wine that I would want to pair with something that I feel like would then improve that.
I just feel like I would drink this with a nice dinner. I mean, I'm not the kind of person who's like, okay, this has to be paired with filet mignon and blue cheese, and just like some of these pairings get really, really specific, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Would you have it with dinner? Would you have it with dessert? Would you have it on its own? That's kind of how I see pairings.
That's fair. Personally, I think that pairing sounds delicious, mostly because I wouldn't mind filet mignon and maybe some blue cheese. But, I don't know that I would pair this with a dinner. To me, I feel like when I have wine with dinner, I want it to kind of add something and complement things. And I just don't know that for me, with the way this kind of, the kind of odd dryness and aroma with this, I just don't know that I would enjoy this as much with a meal.
That's fair.
I think I would probably just sip this one kind of on its own, but not a lot of it. This might be a bottle that I go through slowly.
Yes, I agree. I don't think that I would just chug this. This is not a chuggable wine. I mean, I do think that it's not so dry that it's going to be difficult to get through. I mean, if you wanted to drink a glass of it, I think that's perfectly doable.
I'm still a little caught up on the phrase chuggable wine.
I think some of the whites that we've tried are more chuggable because they're so light, but this has definitely got a lot more... It's a little heavier.
Now, I am fighting everything I have to not add a chuggability scale to wines.
Why not? I mean, this is information that the consumer needs to know.
Jess, what would you put this on a chuggability scale?
I'm kind of low because I don't think it's very chuggable. If we're going 1 to 5, this would probably be somewhere around a 2.
That's fair. I think I'll let you manage the chuggability
All right.
scale. But as far as rating, I'm not holding it against the wine that it's not something that I want to drink a ton of all at once. I don't think, especially as far as like different types of alcohol go, being able to drink a lot of it versus not being able to drink a lot of it isn't really a hallmark for whether or not I like it, whether the rating is high or low.
Is it enjoyable? But like, like we always say, drink responsibly, drink in moderation. This is really good in moderation.
Yeah, this is something that you can have a bit of, and then once you're done, you're like, that's good.
That's why we use half glasses.
And we really haven't idly sipped too much through this.
No, it has a very pleasant aftertaste. It just kind of, like, I feel pretty good.
This is something that I would slowly drink. Have a sip here or there and not really be in a hurry to finish it.
Right.
I might have a glass every couple days, maybe once a week, and just let the bottle slowly empty.
Drain into your gullet.
So I'm going to give it a 3.1. It's a little better than my standard 3, but not by much.
I'll give it a 3.5.
That's fair.
I think 3.5 is how I'm feeling this one.
All right. So, on to the next one.
Onward! Alright, so let's swap this one out for Big Beat. And I kind of feel like these have kind of a music theme because this one has a vinyl record on the label and it's heart-shaped. It's really cute. And this one is also a red blend, so if you would like to go ahead and read that description.
All right. Big Beat, Volume 3, The Beat Goes On.
Oh, jeez.
2018 red wine blend from California. Big Beat is a full-bodied, dance-ready red blend that begs you to pump up the volume and get down till dawn.
Will there be a danceability scale?
Maybe.
Okay.
Flavors of raspberry, rose petals, and a hint of cola will likely have you drinking on repeat. One thing I will note, that they had a copy editor. Thank you so much for including hyphens. That is a personal pet peeve.
What are the notes again? Raspberry, rose petals, and cola?
Yes.
I don't smell any of these things.
They don't note any of the grapes that are used anywhere on it. The front actually has no text about it. The front is just a heart in the shape of a record with Big Beat Volume 3.
Yeah, and I'll have the website linked below, so if they have any more information on these wines, you can certainly go check that out.
So, and in general, we're not going to be doing research on a wine. If it doesn't tell you on the label, we're just assuming that they're not telling you.
Yeah.
So, so you said you don't get any of the...
I don't smell any of, like... It smells like a dry-ish red.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's kind of unassuming. It's not... It doesn't have any strong notes in any direction that are really giving me any opinion on it.
Nothing stands out.
It smells like a red wine.
It smells like wine.
So that's honestly kind of boring to me.
Like the last wine, I could definitely smell what they meant when they said leather.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was definitely there. But this one just smells like wine.
But you also didn't get taste of leather in the last one.
Right, you don't want to taste leather because that's like licking cows is probably bad.
Depends how well the cow is cooked.
Exactly.
So you want to give this a try?
Let's give it a shot. Cheers. It's okay.
It's still got some of that kind of suck the moisture out of your tongue kind of feel to it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, it's drier than the last one, but it's not like at the level where I'm uncomfortable.
I personally don't think, to me it doesn't feel, I think the last one felt drier to me.
Oh, okay.
The last one, it took longer for me to have that sensation go away.
Okay.
This one I definitely noticed it, but it faded pretty quick. I'm not really sure with some of the flavors in here.
I don't know where they get the cola from.
I mean, I can actually get the cola a little bit.
I don't.
The thing that, I mean, it also mentioned rose petal, which I don't get at all, and raspberry, which I also don't get.
I can kind of see where they get raspberry from, kind of.
Yeah, it's just...
It really doesn't have... It's really not floral. Like usually when they say rose petal, you're thinking a very floral, like herbal kind of flavor, but I'm not seeing that at all.
And I don't mind that because I don't really like as many floral notes. To me, I get kind of a floral note, but it's not like rose petal.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a hint of floral there, but I wouldn't classify it as rose petal.
I think it's a very balanced flavor. I mean, this is not, nothing really jumps out at me. And that might be a good thing. If you want to have a wine with dinner and you don't want it to be like overpowering or anything, like this is a good dinner wine.
So, I don't know if this is going to match anyone's thought, if this is going to make any sense. This is the type of wine that I feel like I start drinking it and I'm not sure whether or not I like it until I've finished the bottle.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things that I don't have a strong opinion on it. And there's nothing about it that's offensive, but there's nothing about it that's endearing. It's just kind of there.
Yeah, it's wine. I mean, it's probably slightly better than like, your typical box wine,
And honestly, I love the bottle. I love the art on it.
The branding is gorgeous. Like, I'm a big music fan. I think this is fantastic.
Like, that would be a thing in a store that entices me to give it a shot. Mm-hmm. And
their copywriting on all of their labels is really cute. So that's definitely points in their favor. But it's not special. This is not a special snowflake.
So the whole dancing until dawn part... get down until dawn. I'm going to say that that's accurate because it's one of those things that I will drink it because I don't know whether I like it or not. And it'll annoy me that I haven't figured out whether I like it or not.
I think it's more of a Netflix and chill kind of wine. Like,
That's fair.
You just kind of you put on a TV show, you just want to relax, you want to drink some wine. I think this is a good candidate for that.
Yeah, it's kind of a night-in kind of thing, because I feel like I would drink way more of this than I intended to.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's unassuming, though it honestly kind of forget.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not high praise.
No, I just think it's very average.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't hate it. I don't like it. I'm more kind of indifferent, which to me is a problem with most things like wine or food. Being indifferent of what you're eating, if you're taking in the calories...
The calories need to be worth it.
Yeah.
And I love calories.
And I just don't think that this one... I don't think it's worth it, but since we already have it, I will gladly continue drinking it.
Right. I would not repurchase this.
Right.
The one that we drank before, the Wall of Sound, I think this one's better. I like this one a lot, but this one is just, it's okay.
I have more feelings about that one than I have about this one.
I'm just so,
And I don't want to be apathetic about wine.
Yeah, I mean, you're spending money on it, and, you're spending calories on it, it's making you tipsy. I mean, you want to make the experience good and memorable, and,
Mm-hmm.
I would give this about a 3, because I think 3 being average, it's not good, it's not bad, it does the job, it is what it's advertised, drink it with dinner, it doesn't matter what you pair it with. I think this could go with pretty much anything.
I think in general, because I would be apathetic about it, I would give it a 2.5.
Okay.
But because I really enjoy the art and the copy and how they play around with it, I'm going to give them a 2.8. So that is the end of the Wink wine box. We will probably continue to do these monthly-ish.
Yeah, until we get sick of it. It just depends on the service. If they keep sending us wine that we really like, I'll definitely continue it. I think, overall, this one was mediocre, but I really liked the 2 whites that we tried in the last video, and I really liked the Wall of Sound, so I think 3 out of 4 is a really good, ratio.
Well, and at the price, it's about $12.50 per bottle. That's
something
not bad.
like that. And this was our first purchase, so the total came to 30 something because it's the first deal, so they gave us a good deal.
Not bad.
The next box will be more because obviously once they hook you in, they can charge you more. I think it was definitely worth trying out. If there are any wine aficionados there, and you really want to have wine delivered to your house, and you like surprises, and you love taking quizzes, maybe give it a shot. I don't know. I had a lot of fun with this.
Good. We'll probably continue to try more as they come through, unless you comment down below with a lot of interesting and maybe delicious or maybe traumatizing foods that you want us to try.
I would prefer
drinks.
that if you had a balance of traumatizing and delicious.
But not necessarily in the same food. But,
how does that work? It would be so delicious it's traumatizing?
No. I don't think so. But you're welcome to try.
Okay.
But until next time, try something new and taste responsibly.
Cheers.
Bye, everybody.